most lately has come to be called Albion Sunday Soccer. And this has been indoor and outdoor on Wednesdays, Saturdays, and yes, of course, Sundays.